Chapter 5 Location and Time Part 2. Longitudes and longitudinal coordinates of a place. The vertical imaginary line drawn on a globe that run in the north-south direction known as longitudes. So we have seen this earlier also in this chapter, that the vertical line which is being drawn on the globe, these are the imaginary lines that runs through from north to south direction, are known as longitudes. Now they are asking us, find the following from the given map. Through which country does the zero longitude pass? And the second question is being asked is, how many longitudes are present in the eastern and the western hemisphere respectively? Now one has to understand these two questions through maps, and we can I will tell you the answer of the first question. So the question, through which country does the zero longitude pass? That is United Kingdom, France, Spain, Mali and Algeria are the three to four such countries through which these longitudes pass. And how many longitudes are present in the eastern and the western hemisphere respectively? So in eastern it has 180 degree, and same is there in western also 180 degree. So there are total 360 degree longitudes that are present in the eastern and western hemisphere respectively. Major longitudes. Prime meridian, Greenwich. First, the first prime meridian, Greenwich. The zero longitude that passes through Greenwich in England is known as prime meridian. It divides the earth into two vertical halves, eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. It has a longitude extending up to 180 degree on both eastern and the western side. It passes through Greenwich. It is generally referred to as the prime meridian as well. So now this is the major longitude that passes through the suburb in England, which is known as Greenwich. It passes from this suburb, and that's why it has been known as prime meridian Greenwich. Greenwich is a place in the suburb of the England, and it says it divides the earth into two halves, eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. The longitude that longitudes that are extending up to 180 degree on both the sides. In our previous question also I have said you that this longitude extends to 180 degree on the east and 180 degree on the west. And since it passes through the Greenwich, which is a suburb in England, it is generally referred as the prime meridian or Greenwich prime meridian. Okay, now in this they are asking which countries, eastern and western countries, are the part of this eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. So if we take the continents of Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, so then we can divide the countries according to it. The PDF of it I will be sending you so that you understand. But for example, in Asia, in eastern countries, in Asian continent, if we see, then Japan, China, India, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, these countries are the prime, these are the part of the eastern countries, that means the eastern hemisphere. And in the western country, for example, if we take North America, then we have USA, Canada, Alaska, Panama. These countries fall in the western hemisphere, in the western countries. I will be sending you the PDF of it. Second, international date line. There is only one 180 degree longitude which is known as the international date line. When one crosses this line, the day and date changes. The international date line passes through the Pacific Ocean and separates two calendar dates. It is not exactly 180 at all the places, since the line crisscross across several time zones. This is because if it is drawn straight, then the line has to pass through many islands, and due to this they might have 2 days and 2 dates on the same island. This might create confusion. Therefore, the line when it passes over land is shifted toward the water bodies, and so it is not straight but zigzag. Now they are saying that for this international date line, there is only 180-degree longitude which is known as international date line. Okay, so this longitude which is of 180 degree is been known as the international date line. Date and days are changed when it crossed. So when this longitude is been crossed, the day and the date gets changes. It passes over the Pacific Ocean. There are many islands in this ocean. If the international date line is drawn straight, because if it would be drawn straight, then it would pass through these islands, and then a same island would have 2 days and 2 dates. So the on the same day on these islands. To avoid this problem, the international date line is drawn, and that is shifted over the seas only and does not passes through any these islands, and this is the reason why this international date line is not straight. If it would have been straight, there would be a confusion, because these islands would be a part of it, and the same island would have 2 days and 2 dates at the same time. So when it goes to the water bodies, it become little zigzag, and that's why these islands are not part of it, and this international date line is not straight at all. See in this picture also, if you would see it is international date line. Okay, so when they are a part of an island, it is not straight, it becomes zigzag, and then the reason it becomes zigzag, and when it is straight, there are 2 days, Sundays and Mondays. But if it would have passed, the islands would have 2 days and 2 dates at the same time. So to avoid this confusion, it has been gone zigzag only where water bodies are there, so that islands does not become a part of it. See, now they are asking, they have given us this table where they are asking the country and longitudinal coordinates. Coordinates means into which degrees does these countries fall. So I will be also sending you the PDF of it to write it over here, but also I am discussing the one over here. They have given an example that India falls 68 degree east to 97 degree east. Now they have asked Egypt, so it's 24.5 degree east to 35 degree east. Then they have asked Australia, so it's 113 degree east to 153 degree east. Pakistan is 61 degree east to 75 degree east. So I will be sending you the PDF in which all these countries are being mentioned. Now they are saying the sun is the biggest clock of the earth. The time at any place is decided by the position of the sun in the sky and its longitude. The earth completes one rotation in 24 hours. There are 360 degree longitudes in all. In this way, 15 longitude passes by the sun in 1 hour. One longitude takes 4 minutes to rotate. Thus, there is a difference of 4 minutes between two adjacent longitudes. Therefore, the time is different. Therefore, the time in different places on the earth varies as per their longitudes. Now, they want to say that earth is the biggest clock on the earth. The time is decided based on the position of the sun in the sky and its longitude. Though earth take 24 hours to complete, there are 360 longitudes in all, and in this way 15 longitudes are being passed by the sun in 1 hour. So when sun passes from one longitude to another longitude, it takes 4 minutes to rotate, and there is a difference of 4 minutes between two together going longitudes, that is adjacent longitudes. Therefore, in different places there on the earth, the time varies based on their longitudinal position. So now they have asked us to find out if the time in the country given below is ahead or behind. Why? Why it is so? Think. So they have asked us to do for Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh and New Zealand, but I would like to mention you over here that Nepal has accepted Indian Standard Time. Pakistan is behind, Bangladesh is ahead, New Zealand is ahead, USA is behind, Canada is behind, Singapore is ahead, Japan is ahead, Uganda is behind, France is behind, South Africa is behind and Ukraine is also behind. Those countries which are in the east of India are ahead of Indian time, while those which are in the west are behind. Okay, so this is the reason why it is ahead and behind. Now we will understand local time. The time taken according to the overhead position of the earth in a particular place is known as a local time of that place. Now they are saying that the time which has been taken by the sun in a particular place, and if it is on the overhead, so at that point in time in that place, that is the local time. It differs by 4 minutes with every 1 degree longitude. When one longitude faces the sun, it would be 12 noon in all the places of that longitude. In this way, the local time of the place is decided according to mid-noon. The places located on the same longitude have a same time, and places located at a different longitude in the same country have a different time. So let's understand this local time in detail. First, they want to say local time means time taken according to the sun's position from a particular place is known as local time. Second, they are trying to explain is it differs by this time differ by 4 minutes with every 1 degree on longitude. Third point to be remembered, if one longitude is facing sun directly, then all the places that falls on that longitude would have that particular time. For example, if the longitude is facing the sun directly, so that is 12 in the noon, and all the places that are falling in that longitude would be having the same time. So the local time is decided on the basis of mid-noon. The places located on the same longitude would have same time, and places on the different longitude would have a different time. But then the question comes, if so is the situation, then how would the administrative work would take place in particular country? So let's read ahead and try to understand. In a country, if the local time is different in different places, it would create a problem in administration. How can one work in such situation? What must one do to solve this problem? So let's understand. Standard time. So one is the local time, one is the standard time. First we will read it and then I will explain it. The local time of a place which is situated in the middle of the country is taken as the standard time of the country. This means that the time is fixed on the basis of a particular longitude in a country, which is known as standard time. The standard time of our country is decided on the basis of 82.5 degree east longitude, which passes through Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh. This means that if it is 12 noon in Allahabad, it is 12 noon everywhere in the country. This makes it convenient for the smooth administration of the country. So in this entire standard time, they are trying to make us understand local time, which is situated in the local time means which is situated in the middle of the country would be taken as the standard time. So the place which is falling in the middle of the country and the time which and the local time of that particular state in the country would be considered as the standard time. Time is fixed on the basis of the particular longitude of the country and it is known as the standard time. So the time which is the standard time which has been fixed, that depends upon which longitude is passing through the country, and that particular place is in the center of the country. So that longitude which is passing through the place which falls in the center of the country, that time would be fixed as the standard time. Third point to be remembered, our country's standard time is decided on the basis of 82.5 degree east longitude, and this longitude passes through Allahabad, and Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh is in the center of the country. So it means if at 12 in noon in Allahabad, if it is 12 o'clock in noon, that means the entire country would have 12 o'clock afternoon. Okay, this helps in the smooth functioning of the country, and this standard times helps the entire country to function smoothly. So the major important point that need to be remembered, that the longitude which is passing through the country and the state or the place which falls in the center of the country, so the mid noon time of that particular country would be considered as the standard time of the country. In the next activity, they want to ask us, you will find the standard time of different countries and main cities in a smartphone with the help of globe. Find out the major cities of different countries and note down their standard time using the phone. Also mention whether the country is ahead or behind in time. For the same thing, I will also send you the PDF, and you can also use your smartphones to find it out. Okay. Excuse me, sorry for this. But in this I would also like to give you an example. Suppose if I take the first 2-3 cities, so I will take 2 cities. The first city I take is Tokyo, which is in Japan, so it lies ahead. Second city, that is New York, which is in US, so it is behind. Okay, so you can also find it out and write this entire thing on your own. Otherwise, for your information, I will be sending you the PDF through which you can do it. So children, in this video we have learned about the longitudes and longitudinal coordinates of a place, in which we have tried to understand 2-3 important things: major longitudes, that is prime meridian, Greenwich and international dateline, and we have also tried to understand the local time and the standard time. So over here we end our chapter 5, time, location and time.